Hello, y'all. This is Julian Rico again. This is NFL News, January the 7th, 2025. Again, this is another special edition of Sports News. We got some coaching changes, a GM change, and then we got some candidates, latest updates for the coaching cycle. Let's get right to it. Let's start in Tennessee, where the Titans have fired general manager Ran Carlton after 2 seasons as the GM. He spent his 2 seasons with two different coaches. Of course, his first year with Mike Vrabel, and his second year with first-year head coach Brian Callahan. Now, this is no surprise, a lot of surprise because a lot of people thought this would be Brian Callahan fired, but instead they fired their general manager Ran Carlton after 2 seasons. The Raiders, and in no surprise here, the Raiders have fired their head coach Antonio Pierce after a 14-13 season. We thought this was going to happen yesterday. Turns out that he will be fired after a 4-13 season. Now Tom Telesco will remain as GM, and then we're also told that Tom Brady, who is now part of the ownership with the Raiders, is expected to be part of the coaching interview cycling. So something interesting we're going to be keeping an eye on the Raiders with Tom Brady as the ownership to Tom Telesco, the GM. So they're looking for a new head coach in Las Vegas. Let's now go to the coaching news. So if you have not seen my last video, go ahead and check that out for the full list from yesterday's coaching cycle. Here is an updated version. So we're told for the Bears head coaching job, we know yesterday the Bears were requesting a interview for Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy. That news, unfortunately, will not happen because the Cowboys have denied the request for head coach Mike McCarthy. So the Bears will not be getting the interview from Mike McCarthy, but an early report from The Score is saying that they are planning to interview former Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll. So he could be, we don't know when he is scheduled to be interviewed, but this is what, according to The Score, that's the sports news over there. Another scheduled head coach, Mike Vrabel, the former Titans head coach, is also scheduled to be in the Bears head coaching search. So all eyes on the Bears. Kudos who they're going to go after as their next head coach. All right, now let's talk about the Jaguars. This list here is something a lot of people are going to be confused of. And there's some good ones there. Joe Brady, Bills offensive coordinator. Liam Cohen, Buccaneers offensive coordinator. Aaron Glenn, Lions defensive coordinator. Patrick Graham, Raiders defensive coordinator. Ben Johnson, Lions offensive coordinator. Todd Monken, Ravens offensive coordinator. Kellen Moore, Eagles offensive coordinator. Robert Saleh, former Jets head coach. So this is a more offensive candidates than it was for defensive candidates. So there are 5 offensive coordinators in this coaching search and 2 defensive-minded coaches for this Jaguars team. Looking at right here, the Jaguars are interesting at Liam Cohen. Here is why. So if you know who Liam Cohen is, Liam Cohen was the Kentucky Wildcats football offensive coordinator there. After that, he took his spell to the Rams as the offensive coordinator for just 1 season. After that, he went back with Kentucky as the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach. Then he went to Tampa to take the OC job to replace Dave Canales, who's the Panthers offensive coordinator. This could make sense because Liam Cohen has been around the league. He's been on with Sean McVay in the coaching tree, but also he's been great things with the quarterbacks. So there's some connections right there. Maybe in Jacksonville for Liam Cohen for the Bucks offense corner. Another interesting candidate in this list is Joe Brady. I think he's going to get a lot of finalists for this job. Joe Brady did last year interview the Falcons for the head coaching job, but that was right before the Bills promoted him as the offensive coordinator. Joe Brady's going to get a lot of this for these head coaching offers, but I think Joe Brady's thinking he'll probably stay as the Bills offensive coordinator. To me, right now, I think it comes down to Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, and on this list for now, Aaron Glenn. I think those are the three the Jaguars will look to hire. All right, time for the Patriots. The Patriots yesterday, of course, I told that Ben Johnson was been requested for the interview. Here's what I'm told. Byron Leftwich, former Buccaneers offensive coordinator, has completed his interview with the Patriots head coaching job. Pep Hamilton, longtime NFL assistant coach and former Texans offensive coordinator, also part of this head coaching schedule. I think he has already completed his interview. And Mike Vrabel, this is the big one. Mike Vrabel, again, former Titans head coach, former Patriots linebacker, has been scheduled for the Patriots head coaching job. Now, this is going to make a lot of sense because, again, they're going to probably interview Mike Vrabel first, and once the Viking season's over, they are going to expect to interview Brian Flores for this job. If I have two finalists, I think Mike Vrabel and Brian Flores make sense for this Patriots job. All right, to the Jets head coaching job, and they added an interesting candidate. Darren Rinzi. If you know who Darren Rinzi is, Saints special teams coordinator and the Saints interim head coach is in this too. Now, I do not know why he's in this list. Maybe anything is possible for him, but he's added as the Jets head coaching search right there. They also added a candidate for the GM search, John Eric Sullivan, the Packers VP of Players Personnel. Another one that a lot of teams around the league look at him as a future GM, maybe in 2 years. So I think that's something we're looking forward to see. And then here is the candidate for the Bengals defense coordinating job, DeMarcus Coverton, who is the Patriots defense coordinator. Now remember, he was of course with Bill Belichick. Jerome Mayo as the linebackers coach, promoted as head coach. He has promoted DeMarcus Coverton, who is the D-lines coach, to be the defense coordinator. Things are not going well with New England as the defense, so something to make spark in Cincinnati. Another one, this is an interesting candidate here. Patrick Graham, the Raiders defensive coordinator. Now, with Antonio Pierce out as the Raiders head coach, we could expect Patrick Graham to probably take a defensive coordinating job or a head coaching job. If you know who he is, Patrick Graham was a Giants defense coordinator, but after that he joined Josh McDaniels as the Raiders defense coordinator. He was getting a lot of head coaching offers, so that's something we're going to be seeing from Patrick Graham, and I think he should be a head coach. But for now, I think Cincinnati would make sense if he doesn't get the head coaching job. All right, let's get to the NFL news. Really quickly, Boise State's running back Ashton Jeanty has announced to enter the 2025 NFL Draft. Now, Ashton Jeanty is projected to be a first-round pick guy. Not sure if he'll be top 10 first-round pick or top 15 first-round draft pick, but what a historical season for Ashton Jeanty in Boise State as he is entering the 2025 NFL Draft. The Lions running back David Montgomery, who sprained an MCL about 3 weeks ago, is expected to be for the division round, and this is why I picked the Lions for the number 1 seed. They need Montgomery to stay healthy, and they don't need to go on the road just say, oh, we're waiting for David Montgomery. No. Get that number one seed, win the division, have David Montgomery rest, and this should work. And I think David Montgomery, when he comes back in the division round, it's now Team Sonic and Team Knuckles. And then finally, the Vikings signed quarterback Daniel Jones to the active roster. Remember, Daniel Jones was been waivers. Before then, he was off of waivers to be a free agent, signed with the Vikings practice squad, and now he will be in the active roster and expects to be the backup quarterback for Sam Darnold as the Vikings will travel to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. That is it for today. And right now, again, this week will be NFL news for coaching news, latest updates that I will give it to you guys. Again, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and for more NFL news, go check the video from my last my last video that I just did yesterday. See you guys in our next NFL news this week. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.